I'd like to share with you a couple of my favorite ketogenic recipes. They are really easy and really delicious. The first one I'm going to show you I call comforting cauliflower. It is such a comfort food. Before I became ketogenic, mashed potatoes were my favorite side dish, and these are even better to me than mashed potatoes. So first you want to cut up a half of a head of cauliflower and boil it or steam it until it's really soft. So I've already done that, and I have a half of head of organic cauliflower here. Then next I'm going to use grass-fed butter. This is the Kerrygold salted butter. I'm just going to put the lid on for a few minutes and let that butter melt a little bit. Now I'm going to add my salt. I'm going to use 1/4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. And at this point, if you wanted to, you could add some heavy cream. I'm not going to do that this time. I have found it is just as delicious without the cream. The next step is to blend it up. Now you can blend it to whatever consistency you want. You can leave it a little chunkier, or you can make it really smooth. I am going to put a towel over my pot while I do this because it never fails. It's going to shoot up on you and get all over your clothes. I hate it when that happens. I like to leave mine a little chunky just for some texture. All right, if you want to, at this time you can eat it just like this. You could add some cheese in it or some bacon. I actually have some Kerrygold grass-fed cheddar here and some uncured bacon. I don't like to mix mine in because if somebody else in my family wants to eat some, they may not want the bacon and the cheese, so I'm just going to add it to the top of mine. I'm going to do a couple ounces of cheese here. And then we've got a little bit of bacon. Just about a slice of bacon there. Let's taste it. I always have to do the taste test. It really tastes like a loaded potato. It's so good and so filling, and this is really a one-stop meal here. It's perfect. Now, using the half of a head of organic cauliflower, 4 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 3 slices of uncured bacon, and 2 ounces of the grass-fed cheese. What you end up with is 29 grams of protein, 83 grams of fat, and 3 carbs. You just can't beat that. It's great, and it's extremely healthy, and I do believe the quality of the ingredients matter a lot. You really need to try this. It's great. But don't go away because I'm getting ready to show you another recipe. And now for the next recipe. It's so good and so easy and so healthy. It is egg salad. So what I have here are 4 local pasture-raised eggs. And I have no tips on how to peel these eggs. Because if you'll see, they're looking a little rough, but that's okay. So you can chop these eggs however you'd like. I'm using my Pampered Chef egg slicer because I love Pampered Chef tools. You want to use local eggs, pastured eggs, You also want to know what the farmer is feeding his chickens, because you don't want your chickens to be eating soy or genetically modified feed. You want to make sure your chickens are out foraging for bugs in the grass, and that way you'll know that they're full of omegas. The next thing I'm going to add is a half a cup of, this is my homemade mayonnaise. I made it with avocado oil and MCT oil. Not the cheapest mayonnaise, but you can get a great avocado oil from Trader Joe's for like $5 a bottle. That recipe is on my website too. It's the best mayonnaise you'll ever eat. Now, for my keto egg salad, I use dill pickles. A lot of people use sweet pickles in their egg salad. I never like that anyway. This is dill relish, but I've also chopped organic dill pickles before. And this is also organic. I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons. When I serve this at my classes, I serve a whole lot of different foods, but everybody loves this. So this is the favorite. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon, well actually half a teaspoon of salt. And we'll just mix it together really good. If you're watching your protein intake, which you should be if you're on a ketogenic diet, you could do 2 yolks and 2 whole eggs and cut out right much of that protein. So for this whole recipe, of course, you're not going to eat the whole recipe, but split it up as you like. There is 31 grams of protein, 105 grams of very healthy fat, and 3 carbs. It's so good. I like to have mine on romaine lettuce leaves. This is great to take to work with you, or to pack a cooler if you're going to be out for the day, but you're trying to eat like you're supposed to. And very filling. One more here. This would be all you need. This is definitely a meal, and again, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You could even sprinkle these with a little bit of paprika if you like. All right, let's give it a try. Actually, we'll probably cut the salt back a little bit, back to 1/4 teaspoon, because that dill pickle relish has a lot of salt in it, but still very good. And you can find these recipes and many more on my website, dtwellness.org.